So in late 2022, I decided to get back on the internet after 10 years of protecting my digital anonymity. And the reason I did that is because I saw an article that was talking about how much money people were making online. I had no idea because I just hadn't been in the internet. I didn't have anything, no social media for almost 10 years. I only used my phone to talk to my family, use WhatsApp, and to meet people in real life. And I was traveling around the world, basically having a whole bunch of different types of amazing experiences with different types of people. And after I read this article, the light bulb went off and I was like, oh man, the internet is where it's at. That's where the entire landscape of everything is going to change, and content is going to be king. And so I immediately, literally, after I read that article, about a few days later, started putting out content. And I started first with putting out content on LinkedIn, and then I transitioned into YouTube in late 2022, early 2023. So in about a 12-month time span, I was able to scale up my YouTube channel, which is a travel channel, from 0 to 2,000 subscribers. And I was able to basically figure out how the internet worked, the thumbnails, learning the entire landscape of the internet completely, understanding data packets and how they move from one location to the internet to another. In the meantime, I had already skipped steps because I was also heavy into the cryptocurrency market too as well. And in late December or around mid-December, basically I got canceled by YouTube, and I was not even disappointed by it too, because I also had a podcast too as well, and I was running a business. I was working on another business, which eventually got funded by Block Dojo. And so I was able to consolidate my energy anyways. It was actually kind of a blessing in disguise that YouTube sort of canceled my travel content in my travel channel. I don't even know why they did it. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I'm going to be putting in an appeal, which I haven't had time to do, to be completely honest with you guys. It's been a little bit over a month, and I still haven't been able to put an appeal in to see what the reason is behind why they decided to cancel my travel content, my travel account, my travel channel. And it didn't really make any sense to me personally, because I didn't have any sort of content that I think was really that bad. There was nothing really vulgar that I was saying, and it was mainly just doing interviews and traveling around the world, showing people my experiences and documenting my experiences. This leads me to why I am a huge bull for decentralized technologies, and I love decentralization and decentralized protocols in general, because it allows the user to take back control of their intellectual property. Whereas in the Web 2 version, well, before I get to Web 2, let me just talk about Web 1. So Web 1 would be only able to read databases, basically. In Web 2, we're able to read and write, and that's when the social media era took over. The only difference was that we were able to communicate with each other, but we were hosting all our intellectual property on somebody else's platform that a business owns, and they decided and they got to basically play judge, jury, and executioner if your content is suitable enough for the platform or not. Whenever they decide that is not suitable anymore for their platform, they cancel you, they deplatform you, they demonetize you. And so you're left basically with all that time that you've spent, which is a finite supply, which is time that you'll never be able to get back, and all the online presence and repertoire and all the different sort of creative images and creative videos that you've made all disappear like in the blink of an eye. And a lot of times they don't even tell you why. And so this is why I'm really huge into decentralized technologies. And I'm going to just show you guys one platform that I'm looking at now. I'm going to do a lot of extensive research on this. This is not like a paid sponsorship or anything like that. I don't have that big of a following anyways for that to be a paid sponsor yet. Hopefully in the near future, when this channel grows and my podcast grows, I'll be able to get, paid sponsorships and so on. But I just want to show you guys this platform called Nostr. Nostr is a decentralized social network with a chance of working, right? And so you can learn more about it here on this website, nostr.com. And it's simple, open protocol that enables a truly censorship resistant and global social network, right? And the reason that I've been looking into Nostr is because I think the way things are going with the social media platforms having way too much leverage and having way too much power in regards to controlling what kind of
information that we can put on the internet, and then being able to take that away and delete it completely without our knowledge, because a lot of people have a lot of their IP on these platforms and they don't even have backups, a lot of them. So once they decide to cancel or delete your account for whatever reason, or consider that you're a bot or whatever, it's just vanished into thin air. So I think, again, this is another reason why I'm a proponent of decentralized technologies. And I think Nostr is a very interesting protocol. It's actually not using the blockchain, right? And they have a little video here kind of describing basically what it is and kind of how it works. I'm not going to play it for you guys now, but basically it's based on a very simple inflexible event objects and uses standard elliptic curve cryptography for keys and signing, right? But they actually don't use the actual blockchain ledger, I think, to store the data, from my understanding. I could be completely wrong here, but they are using cryptography, right, for the keys and to separate the public and private keys. And I think how it basically works is you download, except I haven't done this before yet, but I think you download the Nostr software on a client, meaning like a desktop or something like that, and then they give you the public and private keys, and if you lose the private keys, then you lose basically your account, and that's separate from the public key, which is something that everybody can sort of see. And so it says that accounts were based on public key cryptography. It's easy to verify messages were really sent by the user in question, right? And it's basically explaining why you need Nostr, or why decentralized technologies like this and decentralized social media, I think, is going to be huge in the future, right? So social media has developed into a key way information flows around the world. Unfortunately, our current social media systems are broken, right? Users your attention to sell ads, right? And that's one of the issues that's wrong with social media, right? And I know it annoys a lot of people too as well, because a lot of people spend up to around, I think the average is 4 hours on these smartphone devices, right, to scroll and use social media every single day. So that's a lot of time, and people are basically exploiting that and using the fact that you're always on the internet and always on your phone to try to push advertisements to your face to get you to buy things and create emotions out of you, to address certain pain points and make you to buy stuff and make other people richer, right? And maybe some people don't want ads and don't want to see that stuff. But again, because it's a business, you don't really have a choice. If you want to use their service, well, that's part of the requirement so that they can keep the business running, right? But if things was decentralized and you had sort of decentralized information sharing going on around all these different sorts of people, right, then it would be way more lucrative for basically everyone as a whole, because we would then decide on the direction of the protocol if we wanted to have ads, or maybe you could have ads, or you could choose not to have ads, where you're in control of your intellectual property. And that's the entire point of Nostr, right? So it says it uses bizarre techniques to keep you addicted, as you know. How the algorithm works. I'll tell you a quick story about me and my business partner, because we were interested in seeing how the but the Instagram algorithm was, because we didn't have Instagram. So what we ended up doing was downloading Instagram just to see what it initially is showing you on the algorithm. And what it was initially showing us was half naked women and money, and how to make $10,000 in 2 seconds. And that's just not the reality of how life works. But yeah, on the internet, is basically, they try to drive the fact that, you don't have enough money, or you're lustful, to take advantage of you to sell products. And this is one of the issues that's wrong with centralized systems, where they control the algorithm and things aren't open sourced, so where everybody has an idea of what's going on. And number 3 is it decides what content to show you based on a secret algorithm that you can't inspect or change, right? So this is, again, something that I just basically discussed with you guys. And so we go to number 4. It also talks about has a complete control over who can participate and who is censored, right? And this, again, what brings me back to my story of telling you guys how I got canceled. You can't imagine doing all this hard work to build my platform, try to build my online presence, to try to scale up. And the funny thing too, when I was going through, the process of trying to become a content creator. And towards the 3-4 months before they canceled me, I started noticing that my videos weren't getting so many views. They were getting like 30 views, 20 views for the long form content. And I was wondering what was going on, but I realized I was being shadow banned, right? And it was to the point where I would push a YouTube short, and I would get 0 views on all my shorts. So I was actually just being shadow banned, and so before they actually fully banned me, and I had no idea, but looking back on it in hindsight, I can see what they were doing and basically what was happening to my account. But anyways, this is my other YouTube channel that I've been trying to grow, where I was just basically putting on podcasts, but I'm going to start basically putting out more content regularly instead of just putting out the weekly podcast to try to scale this one up, because I am passionate about the cryptocurrency market and also just decentralized technologies as a whole. And number 5 is overrun with spam and bots. This is another annoying thing, right? You never know who's real, who's not. Also, all the fake followers, you can't really verify that people are actually real. And so this is a problem that is going to get bigger and bigger, because say, for instance, if you are selling a product or service and you want to advertise that product or service by leveraging someone else's platform, like an influencer or so on, you can't really see the correct data points. If the followers are real, you can kind of gauge the engagement, but you're not entirely sure to what extent, are those followers real, and to what kind of conversions you could potentially seek to have. But this can all be rectified using decentralized technologies. And again, this is why I'm a huge proponent of Nostr. And yeah, so you guys can check this one out, and it shows you basically how to get started, how to get into the protocol. And there's a lot of people that are using it, actually, believe it or not. So I think it's very, very new, and it's another new way of basically communicating across the internet. So I'll leave this website down below for you guys. I'm going to also check it out when I have time. As you guys probably know, if you've been following my journey on this channel, doing podcasts, then on top of that, I'm running 2 separate businesses. One that just got funded by Block Dojo, and another one, Moonboy Capital Ventures, where I deal with portfolio structure and restructuring, giving you access to venture capital groups and blockchain consulting overall. So if you guys like to, you could schedule an appointment with me. You get to just either know me or whatever pain points that you have going on. I can try to help rectify them for you. If you need help to invest in the crypto market before the bull run really, really takes off, I've been in this space now for about 4 years. And I'm also a mentor at the Stanford AI and Web3 Research Labs. And I'm also building in this space too, as well. As I just told you guys, my project just got funded by Block Dojo. So I've been in this space for a while, kind of know the ins and outs, kind of networked. I'm in 5 different venture capital groups as well. And yeah, so if you guys like, you can also book a meeting with me. Maybe we can try to see if your portfolio is correct. If it's not correct, we could try to maybe restructure that for you. And yeah, check out Nostr if you have a chance. Again, this is not sponsored, obviously. I don't have the following for that, but yeah, check it out. And I hope you guys stay tuned for the next one, man, and peace.